ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope that you guys have had a great start to your week and that your Tuesday's going well as well. So, we started out with Haunted tonight from my album called Persistence. You want to check that out, head over to wingsofpegasus.com/music. But I can see you guys already in the live chat room, so let's give a quick shout out to who is in there tonight. We've got Felicia, Tammy, Billy, Angela, Carla, Rowe, Frank, Pink Thistle, Melody Rocks, Bob, Debbie, Howard, Laurie, Billy, Angela, Kevin, Muriel, and it's gone through the top of the screen. It's moving too quickly, but thank you guys for joining me tonight. And let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. The live streams, the analysis videos, and everything that I've done in the past. So a massive shout out to you guys. You know who you are. So things are super busy at the moment because I'm doing a lot of work on my side project, and that hopefully soon will become a main project. But I'm speaking to lots of people, doing lots of emails, and over the next kind of week or two, I'm going to be doing probably a couple of interview type things about it and about the music industry kind of in general, but mostly focused on, vocals, singers, singing live, all that kind of stuff. And that's actually the first one is going to be happening next Tuesday, or actually maybe at the end of this week. So basically, I've been chatting with Chris Lipe, who's a vocal coach who's got a channel on YouTube, because we were going to do something at the end of last year, but then, we didn't manage to get it organised, and then our emails kind of got lost, and it was all a little bit annoying. But we're going to be doing something maybe at the end of this week, or maybe next week. But anyway, it'd be cool to have a chat with Chris. And the thing that's happening is that I am getting to the point where I'm mentioning to certain people about my project and what it involves and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm asking them to keep it quiet. But I think on the interviews that are going to be coming up, I'll be talking with these people about my project, because it is kind of all based around that, but also around what I've just said about singing and obviously talking to vocal coaches. So, Chris, hopefully I'll be able to chat with very soon. And next Tuesday evening, and I know that we live stream on a Tuesday, but next Tuesday after the live stream, I'm then going to be chatting with Dr. Dan from Dr. Dan's Voice Essentials on YouTube. So Dan is a vocal coach and has got his own channel, and we're going to be talking again about things from a vocal perspective, but I'll probably mention a little bit about my side project as well. And I'm kind of trying to work through things as much as possible because I want to just get everything off the ground, because over the last probably couple of months I've been obviously putting things together, working on the website for this side project, and thankfully getting support from people who are quite well known in the industry. So I've just had to hold that information back before kind of launching everything. But it's important to make sure that when I do launch everything, that it is all in place and that everyone knows what it's about, and there hasn't been any leaking of what it is, because that's from a legal perspective especially, that's where things get complicated, where the thing gets leaked out before it's actually launched, and then people can kind of take what you've done and potentially use it themselves. But this is why, from a legal perspective, I've been kind of covering everything, and that's why it's taken about 12 months, maybe a little bit longer than that. But anyway, yes, so as I always say, keep checking Patreon, because that's where I will update first, and you can become a free member over there if you want to. Patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. So that's the place to go to for the latest news, and I keep everybody updated there as to what's going on. So hopefully relatively soon I will be able to mention what it's all about, and I should be able to, hopefully over maybe the next week, get a launch date so that everybody knows when it's happening. So then I can tell the people that I've been speaking to when they can obviously launch either interviews with me talking about it, or people can then openly talk about it on the internet. And over on Patreon, I've said that I'll be requiring your help as well to get word out there and let everybody know exactly what's going on. But from the people that I've spoken to so far, which has actually been quite a lot of people, the reception has been very good for what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to attempt to keep everything that I do on the channel the same. We'll still be live streaming. I mean, some of the live streams might have to be done on the road or as a side thing. So yeah, just so you're warned about that. If over the next kind of few weeks, few months, if I say that a live stream is going to have to be done, on the move, then it is what it is, and it just means that we'll have to roll with it and do things slightly differently. But I'll keep everything as is normal on the channel. It's just that I will be part of this, what would be a main project now. So I do things outside of the analysis videos. And yeah, it might, depending on how things go, it might be the case that I have to get people to help because it could be quite a big project, that other one, because of the nature of it and the scope of it. But anyway, we are live streaming on a Tuesday night. Let's just worry about the present. And let me get the likes goal up on screen, maybe. Here we are aiming for tonight 560 likes. So if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. If we do hit that target of 560, then we are going to bust out the guitar for Phil Jam number 208. So, a lot of Phil Jams, number 208, coming up at the end of the live stream, if we get enough thumbs up. So, let's get the likeometer up on screen as well, so we can see where we are at. And it's 289 likes so far, which means if we get to 300, that'll be 260, so 267. That's how many more people we need. There's the math done before the number changes, and it's going to be more difficult to figure it out. So, yeah, every thumbs up is very much appreciated. It really does help the channel to grow and for these live streams to get out there a little bit more. And if you're watching this on catch up in the future, then you can still hit the thumbs up because, yeah, it has the same effect. So, finally, let me get the donations tab up on screen because, as I always say, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. So, for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link in the description below. But yeah, just watching is great. Introduce yourself into the live chat room. That's how we roll on these live streams, so that I get used to your names. And when I read out the names at the beginning of the live stream, if I'm used to the names, obviously it helps because I don't have to read them so many times. So yeah, hello to all of you guys in the live chat room and any newcomers that we might have. We live stream on a Tuesday night at 11 p.m. and that's Greenwich Mean Time, so I am in the UK, and on a Saturday night at 11 p.m. So yeah, if you want to check your time zones, just type in time in London, England, and then yeah, you'll find what the time is where I am compared to where you are, and you'll know exactly when to tune in order to get it live. Because I know that some people do comment and say, oh, I missed it and I don't know what time it is and all that kind of stuff. Or some people watch it on catch up thinking it's live when it's not actually live. So that's the problem with these. I suppose the time might give it away unless you're exactly out of sync by hours and no minutes. So it might be 16 minutes past the hour wherever you are. But yeah, just make sure that it's 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and you'll be fine, and then we will be live and I'll be able to see exactly what you're all typing in the live chat room, such as Jolene, who does a wave and says, don't think I've caught a live before. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. If it's your first time here, welcome. And yeah, we do this on a Tuesday and a Saturday, and we have videos on a Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So if you really can't get enough, then I do updates on Patreon on a Monday and a Thursday. So those are now all the days of the week. So there you go. Mondays and Thursdays are admin days, so that's when I try to get through all of my messages, emails, and because I'm kind of doing two things at once at the moment, there's a lot of stuff to get through, but I'm just about doing it now, which is great. Right, now there have been some donations, so thank you guys for these. Paul has donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul, and the message is 461,000 subscribers. Spike the likes, all y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And let's get this up on screen. So we are now, as you can see, past, and as Paul says, past 461,000 subscribers. And I always have to check in my head because the number always sounds ridiculous. But yeah, huge number. Thank you guys for subscribing and hitting the thumbs up, interacting with the videos, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. Now, just a quick thing about emails that I get, and I get loads of sponsorship emails, but I think that's just, part of the course now. When you get up to a certain amount of subscribers, more people are seeing your channel, as well as companies that want to sponsor, have their adverts in your video, or not even their adverts. It's like just random adverts. And I know that other channels do this, but I don't do adverts on my channel, because I think it just would break the flow. It's totally random as well. Imagine suddenly interrupting an analysis video with, check out this particular mineral. I have had mineral water. This particular mineral water that has 0% of this and that and this and that. And, it then cuts to maybe somebody skipping down a river or a lake and filling up a bottle in the middle of an analysis video. I think, well, that might break the continuity of the video, but what I'm saying, because you need to remember what I was saying about what I'm just about to show on screen with the objective data. So anyway, I don't do that, but it's just reminded me of all the different emails that I get, and some of them, as I've said before, are quite good with Sony, electric bikes and stuff that is like thousands of pounds and thousands of dollars that they would send to me. But I'm going to stick to my guns. And sticking to my guns, the whole AI thing, I know that Sir Paul McCartney has mentioned on BBC News something that's going to be coming in. Well, they're trying to get this to come into the UK, but I'm not going to talk about it in a live stream because I'm going to be here all day. But a lot of people have asked me about it, my opinion about AI and the UK government's stance on it. And that's what Sir Paul McCartney's come out and said, because of their stance on it, which I think is unbelievable. But anyway, lots of people have asked me about it. Not going to talk about it on a live stream because I'll be here all day and probably all week. So I'm going to just do it into a video. So I'll do a video at some point and release about AI. And I don't do, political videos on my channel. But when it literally directly affects me personally and my music, then I think, well, it's the government now doing something to me potentially that, or other artists in the UK, that it's just absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, I'll get into that when I get into it. But anyway, back to the sponsorships and that kind of thing. I had an email from someone offering to do thumbnail images, and that's something I get. I think maybe freelance people wanting to, do my thumbnails for me. And it's another thing that with my, thumbnails, I always just have a still of me from the video. So whatever I'm doing, wherever my hands are, whether I'm smiling or looking serious, it's just a still from the video, and I take out the background and have a still from the performance. So what you're seeing on screen, and sometimes I will have a screen capture of the analysis or the vocal pitch monitor on there that's showing the vocal lines, which are all in the video. So when I do a thumbnail, all of the information you see on the screen is entirely relevant to the video that you're about to watch. And it's just screenshots of particular parts of the video, but then making it look a little bit, fancier. rather than just taking a screenshot and yeah, you maybe not being able to see the face of the singer, whoever it is. But anyway, yeah, this person offered to do thumbnails and they sent me some of their work. And I don't know, I think there's a trend now on YouTube to have thumbnails that are absolutely nothing to do with the video. Obviously, I know why they're doing it. They're trying to get views. But some of the thumbnails that were sent, I thought, well, what is that video about? Because the imagery obviously is like, you know, somebody's face, or, you know, almost like a photo shoot face of them having a shocked face, you know. So they're trying to obviously get you into the video by showing that they're shocked, but it's like a professional photo of them looking shocked. It's not from the video that we're about to watch. And then in the background, I have like a lion or a tiger jumping up, and then a woman screaming, and like fire, and all this stuff. And I thought, but this isn't a thumbnail image. This isn't an image that's showing you anything about the video you're about to watch. It's like a cartoon interpretation of somebody getting attacked by a lion and somebody being shocked. And then, yeah, the video would be about, you know, stock markets or something crashing. And then that, oh, well, the lion attacking the woman is like a metaphor for, you know, how things are crashing and how the market's being attacked. And, oh, but anyway, yeah, needless to say, I said I'm just going to keep doing things how I do them because I want my thumbnails to be relevant to the video that I'm doing, so at least it's showing the video that I'm looking at, the artist that I'm looking at, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, as well as those offers, I think I'm just going to stick to doing things how I do them. And my theory is that the reason people are emailing me wanting to do my thumbnails, I think, well, if they're aware of my channel, surely my thumbnails are all right. Because that's the proof that it's not they're emailing me. I'm not asking other people to do it for me. Think, oh, I don't really know how to do it, or it's not very good, or, you know, why am I not getting, you know, people watching my channel or anything like that. I think as long as people are coming to me offering to do it for me, my channel's got out there enough for them to even see it in the first place. So it's got to be a good sign that I just keep on doing what I'm doing. So anyway, that is that. And I don't know what reminded me of that, but it is what it is, as they say. Orlando has donated $2, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, hit that like button, fellow wingers, with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Carmen has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Carmen. And that's Carmen's 5th super chat donation. So thank you. The message is, wherever you need it, much love. So thank you for that. And we have had some donations over on PayPal. I can see that a couple have just come through there. So Nicole donated £10. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hello, Phil. Congrats for 461,000 subscribers and for this steady progress. Good week, Phil. Here we are waiting for the storm in France. You're great. Love and rock time. So thank you for that, Nicole. And yeah, I mean, storm-wise here in the UK, things aren't too bad, but it's still, you know, sometimes pretty windy outside. So I'm sure in other places it's a lot worse. But yeah, I think it's just a case of now waiting for the next storm, wherever it might come from, because it just seems to be a regular thing now. We get these named storms that we've never had throughout my lifetime. It's only in the last, 2 or 3 years that they're now coming along with increased regularity, massively increased regularity. But thank you for that, Nicole. And Tammy's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congratulations on hitting 461,000 subscribers. Your success is an inspiration to everyone. Keep on rocking. So thank you for that. And Orlando's donated £20. And this is a bit of a long message. So, funny driving moment. I was changing lanes right at the same moment the live stream started. With help from my car's surround sound stereo system, the swoosh sound effect made me think another car was skidding to a halt to avoid hitting me. Yes, my heart jumped. I soon thought, oh, it's starting. That is scary story for today. Laugh out loud. Thank you for reading this, Phil. So, there you go. Sometimes that happens where, just random timing, or you're trying to listen out for something, and what you think is happening, it's not happening. But then something will happen to make you think that what you thought it was, but it actually wasn't. With this particular case, thinking that somebody's stopping to hit you because of the swoosh of the start of Haunted, which would be the song, which is what I'm assuming Orlando's talking about. But just happening at really weird times. So, I thought it might at the beginning be golf related, because it's this funny driving moment, because there are plenty of funny things that happen when you go down the driving range playing golf, trying to work on your drives or just at any shots. Plenty of funny things happen with people hitting or totally missing the ball, or hitting the ball and it hits like the divider between the driving lanes, or whatever, booths, whatever you want to call them. This is something that I've seen over in the USA. It's a lot more commercialized. Here, to find a driving range, you have to, usually go for quite a long distance, maybe 10 miles away you might find one. And when you go to one, it's usually quite quiet, and you fill up your bucket, and you just kind of hit a few balls. But over in the USA, there's something, I can't remember what it's called, but is it Top Golf? It might be something like that. But anyway, it's almost like you've got loads of booths all in a row, and then you've got like one stacked on top. So it's almost like an apartment block of these booths for golf, for driving. And they have different targets with circles around them. And it's almost like, playing a game, like a computer game, but in real life. So, that's something that I saw. And I thought, that looks pretty cool. I saw it on YouTube. But we don't have that here. I mean, there might be one of those places. I don't know if it's called Top Golf or not. But, I don't know whether in the UK we might have one, we might not have one. I'm not in the know enough. All I know is there's not one near me, and I haven't seen one like that here in the UK. But I think also, from the video that I saw, it was, it's more like a party kind of atmosphere. But I don't know, I feel like I need to concentrate. So if people are making lots of noise, if somebody suddenly screams when I'm about to hit the ball because they're laughing or whatever, and I'll totally mess it up. So I think I prefer just to play in silence and try and concentrate on what I'm doing. I definitely need to concentrate when doing that kind of thing. Not that I'm doing that at the moment, but I'm hoping that 2025 will be the year that I get back to playing golf, because my arm's been out of action since 2021. But fingers crossed. I've started working at my arm a little bit more over the last 3 weeks. I think I've been taking collagen and vitamin C an hour before exercising, and I now know, I think, the exact movement that the ligament doesn't like. I think the tendon's fine now. It's now the ligament that's just taking a little bit longer to recover. But I also saw that somebody said when you're rehabilitating from a tendon injury or ligament injury, that obviously is different because it needs to be worked, but it has to be worked so that your pain doesn't go above about a 4 out of 10 at any time, and that's including a recovery. And all of this stuff I do find interesting, because I do have a history in sports science, but I'd never had a tendon or ligament injury, so I never knew how long they take to recover. And, I mean, the fact that the blood flow is so low, that's the reason it doesn't recover. It's because it's not getting any blood to it in order to get the nutrients to it that it needs to recover. And the fact that I've had, a scan on it, and spoken to a specialist and spoken to a physio multiple times. I've been doing physio for, 2-3 years now, solidly. And at no point did anybody mention about what I found out on the internet about collagen, vitamin C an hour before doing the exercise, so that your body can send the nutrients, and basically the collagen attaches to the vitamin C, and that's how it gets delivered to the fibrous tissues. So I didn't know that, and I would have to say that and this other person was saying about doing negatives, which is the eccentric contraction of the muscle, to do that in order to help, the ligaments recover. And this was kind of talking about ligaments and tendons. And I think, fingers crossed, over the last 3 weeks, I'm starting to see a bit of a difference. So this is why I'm thinking in 2025, then it will be the point at which I can now kind of get back into it. And old Diamond Girl says it will be a continual issue. Well, this is the thing, that with the specialist, because they've actually seen, I don't know, was it a CT scan? It was one of those fancy scans where you can see your arm and the muscles and the bones and the ligaments and the tendons, all like cross sections. So a specialist has looked at that. He's literally looked at the tendon and looked at the ligament, and he said that, well, yes, it's still damaged, but the presence of the damage that he can see, he said that it will fully recover. It's just going to take a very long time. So yeah, it's not the case that it's a really bad tear or anything that will never recover. And certainly over the last 3 weeks, with the eccentric contractions that I'm doing with the weights, I think, well, I'm working this arm pretty hard now. It is getting what's called a pump. When you work out and you push a muscle a lot, I'm working it a lot more than I ever have, in my recovery so far. And I'm holding a 7.5 kilo weight at a 45 degree angle. And this is like an isometric contraction is what it's called. So I'm holding a 7.5 kilo weight at 45 degrees is that? For 45 seconds. And this is with my bad arm. So maybe if you've got access to weights, don't injure yourself. But I'm doing that for 45 seconds. And then having a rest of about a minute, doing it for another 45 seconds, having a rest of a minute, doing it for another 45 seconds. So that's not even, the eccentric contractions that I'm doing with bicep curls. But if you grab a weight like that and try and hold it there, you'll know the amount of work that I'm putting my arm through. And the fact that I can even do that, and the next day or 2 or 3 days after that or 4 days after that it's not aching or hurting, I think, well, I think it will fully recover, or at least get it as close to as makes no difference to being fully recovered. Because if the tendons and the ligaments don't say, oh, we're failing or hurting before the muscle does, then I mean that's basically it. If the muscle's doing all of the work, that's the point of where you want to get to. So fingers crossed, we will see. Like I said, hopefully 2025 is the year. Maybe by summertime, if I just keep on working at it, it'll be all right just to swing a club. And I'm hoping the fact that like 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds can swing a golf club and still play, I'm hoping that, yeah, even if I just do it really lightly, I should be able to get back to it. I just have to maybe add a few shots to my old score. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Lisa W's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, hi Phil, finger and golf elbow update. I've just done the golf elbow update. Hope you are healing well. And the finger update, actually, look at that. You might not even, it's out of focus, so you won't be able to see it. But what's been happening, what my finger has been doing, I've had this kind of scab over the top that almost looked like it was underneath the skin. And it was there for ages. But what it's been doing is, underneath that, it's just been making new skin, which is amazing. So it's now got to the point where obviously I can see it. It's like still got the outline of the cut that happened. But I'd say it's pretty good. So I'm quite impressed with my finger. Obviously I had steri strips on it for 2 weeks. But yeah, it's done the job underneath it. Because what it looked like over the top, I thought, oh, why is it not healing up properly? But it was underneath. So yeah, just over the last 3 or 4 days, obviously that scab has kind of started to break apart, make it to the surface. And yeah, now it's left with, I mean, it does look a little bit weird because because I'm now looking at it. It almost looks like I've got a dimple in the end of my little finger. So I don't know whether that's just going to be what it looks like forever, because that's how it's healed. But yeah, it's not really noticeable, which is good. So there you go. There's the update. Maybe it'll continue to improve, hopefully. But I'm now starting to do things where, like, doing the exercises, for example, lifting the dumbbell, I would lift it with the little finger like that to make sure it doesn't get in the way, whereas now I can grip the dumbbell without having to worry about my little finger. So it's definitely getting better. So thank you for that. Right, Alice has donated £25. Thank you for that, Alice. And this is a straight up donation. So that now brings us up to date in that PayPal window. Let me skip this advert as well. So let me just divert your attention to tonight's cover video. And, somebody just popped through the top of the screen. I saw some golf flags. Oh, Alistair said, Phil, there's lots of top golfs in the UK. Joined the first one in the UK in the 80s in Watford. So there you go. That's how much I have my finger on the pulse of driving ranges and golf in the UK. So thank you for that, Alistair. As you can tell, I don't have that much time to practice. But I think maybe there might be a few more out there than I was giving them credit for. So there are top golfs in the UK. I'll have to look out for one of those. But there's a place that I go to, actually a couple of ranges that I'd go to, when I am playing golf, if I used to be, if I did have time to practice, and they were very much kind of quieter places to go and practice. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I would choose to go to one that's kind of a little bit more party orientated with music. I don't know what they do, but it looks like that kind of thing. So yes, the vote for tonight, we have a Dokken off. And 2 Dokken songs for tonight, In My Dreams and Just Got Lucky. Those are the 2 covers for tonight. It looks like In My Dreams is winning with 56% of the vote. So yeah, if you want to hear either of those, make sure you vote for them. 56 is maybe a little bit of a lead for In My Dreams, but maybe Just Got Lucky can make it. So yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. Diamond Girl says, I'll golf with you, Phil. So thank you for that. Now, the thing is about going to a driving range, you just have your own booth. So you don't really play with anybody. You're just practicing. And yeah, if you're actually going to play golf, like I've said before, that's I would say a minimum 4-hour slot that you will need in your diary in order to play, because as much as you would love it to just be totally free to go through. And I think before, when I played, I once played really early in the morning and I didn't go to bed. That's how early we're talking. So because I go to bed at about 5 or 6, a few years ago, I thought, well, if I'm going to bed at 5 or 6, the first tee time for golf that nobody's there for, especially in the summertime, is about 5 in the morning, something like that. But obviously nobody gets up at that time, because that'd be ridiculous to get up at 4 and then try and get yourself organised, get your clubs ready. And I thought, well, why don't I just stay up? So yeah, I'd kind of finish what I was doing at 5, and then I'd go and play golf at 6 in the morning. And the thing about that was that I could be finished by 9. And this is just me walking with my clubs. So if I just did a brisk walk, I thought, I can do it in like 3 hours. So it means that I save an hour at least being stuck behind people. So that was quite good. The only problem is, at some point you do have to sleep. So I then realised that if I didn't sleep during the day, then if I didn't catch up on a few hours, then I was absolutely ruined. So even though it was nice to get around and play golf in 3 hours, not ideal for the sleeping pattern. So I stopped doing that. But I know that getting around in 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours, is a normal kind of pace, or at least for me. But then when you're behind people, it can be anything. You could spend 5 hours. You could be 6 hours stuck behind people if they don't let you through. Or they can let you through, and then other people, you're just stuck between lots of four balls who like to hit their ball into the woods. And not only that, they go searching for their ball for about 5 minutes, even though I think technically with the rules you're only allowed 2 minutes, maybe. But yeah, people don't seem to worry about the rules, seemingly. Whereas I'm a bit strict with the rules, even if I'm just playing for fun. I think I've got to play it officially so that the score that I get is the score that I get. So that I'm not cheating and I'm not, either spending a long time looking for a ball or, when you hit it into or out of bounds or something, and then you have to drop it and no closer to the flag, and you come back directly in a line with the flag and doing all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do that, even though I know some people will walk a lot closer to the flag and drop it on the fairway or something like that. But yeah, I tend to be a little bit strict because then otherwise I can't sleep at night knowing that the score that I got wasn't really the score. So I have to mark everything down. Maybe it's an OCD thing or just a not cheating thing. I just don't like to not do it all above board. But anyway, I can see that there have been some donations in the Super Chat window. So thank you guys for these. And Lynette has donated $5. Thank you for that. And that is a straight up donation. Elaine has donated $5 as well. So thank you for that. And the message is, so have you given up those evil sheet anchors after this? So thank you for that. And no, I still use them, but I'm just a lot more wary of the tension that I'm putting them under, because now I know that they can fly off and they don't really do the job very well. Then I'm just going to make sure they don't stretch as long. And I think what I'm going to do is, rather than using one to stretch the length of the mattress, which it should do, that's what they're designed to do, but obviously one of them can fly off and almost kill your hand. I'm going to use two of them and put two on one end and then put the other part through it. So I then have two on the other end. So it's just pulling in both directions, but at a lot softer pressure between the two, so that the tension, a lot lesser tension between the metal bits, so that it doesn't fly off. Or if it does fly off, it's not going to be as it was to kind of break skin and kind of almost cut your finger down. I don't know whether I didn't actually want to look at how deep it went. I never kind of fully pulled it apart, the cut, but all I could see is that I could see the bits, the kind of fat underneath the skin, which is more of a kind of yellowy kind of colour. So yeah, I could see that. So I didn't want to check how far it went. So I just pushed it together, because the amount of blood as well that was coming out, I thought, well, I need to try and stop this bleeding. So I just pushed it together. And yeah, thankfully it's done its job, which is good. So thank you, Orlando, for this $5 donation as well. And the message is, what do you tell people who have never played golf but want to start? I've never told anybody anything about that. So it's not as if I regularly tell people what to do when they're starting. All I will say is that it's exactly the same as any other skill. That the more you practice, the better you get at it. So it's not rocket science. So these people that are very good at it have been playing a very long time. So professional golf players have been playing probably since they were 5 or 6 or 7. So yeah, by the time they get to 17, they're amazing because they've played for 10 years. So if you start playing golf now, and even saying they've played golf for 10 years, they're playing for 10 years, maybe 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day. So if you apply that to your own life, and imagine that you gave up your job and said, right, even myself, if I could play golf, if I give up everything, and I'm now going to practice playing golf for 8 hours a day, I guarantee you, in 10 years, I'm going to be quite good at golf. I'd be a lot better than I am now. It's just time. That's all it is. It's just time and effort and dedication. Same for anything. If you want to learn to sing, if you want to play the guitar, if you want to play any instrument, if you want to learn a skill, such as golf or any sport, football, whatever you're doing, if you're going to learn to do this skill, just dedicate time to it, and that's how it will work out. And I think it's always important to work on technique and just make sure that you're doing something that's repeatable. And it means that once you do something that is repeatable and you're always doing it correctly, then your muscle memory will store all the right movements rather than kind of doing it wrong all the time. But yeah, with these very technical games like golf, which is just insanely technical, it is just practice that's going to make you consistent. And I know that from playing guitar, because playing guitar is a very technical thing as well. And pretty much any skill that you're learning, like you might even play golf left-handed but you're right-handed, or you might play it right-handed and you're left-handed. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, because it's the same with guitar. You can learn to play either way. It doesn't matter whether you're right-handed or left-handed. And I'm sure there are golf, players who use their right hand but play left-handed, because it is such a unique skill, the same as playing guitar, that you just learn to do it. And yeah, you're not limited by how you start. Like, I know that a lot of people say, oh, wow, this particular person's playing left-handed, but they're right-handed. You say, well, yeah, but they started to learn that skill left-handed, so of course they'll be able to do it. Their body will pick it up. It doesn't really matter which way you start to do it. So anyway, yes, that is that. And, let me just quickly read this. Cricket Bug Session says, Phil, that's how I got into the industry. I've been playing for 8 years and I'm currently in film and TV as well as session play in Nashville. It's all about the time invested. So there you go. And I mean, it's another common misconception when people look at other artists, musicians, and they say, oh, that person's just really lucky. I mean, there are cases where that might be more relevant, such as I've heard in the past singers who were singing on the train and they were sat next to an executive for a record label who worked in A&R or recruitment, whatever, or talent searching, and they happen to hear this person's voice, and you say, well, that is lucky. But again, maybe then signing a recording contract isn't lucky because it's a loan and you have to pay it back. But anyway, but in terms of getting a break, lots of people that I wouldn't say lots of people, but a lot of people believe that everybody who's made it and been successful and are famous, popular, all that kind of stuff, that they've got lucky. But I think a lot of people sometimes get there just because of hard work and just trying to do it. And I mean, I know that because of my own personal journey of starting to play in cover bands when I was 19 over 20 years ago. And then, maybe 6 years ago, things started to take off. So that means that I've been working at it for, 17 years? Something like that. And, 17 years is a long time. And there are some artists who get signed at that age, who, they've only been alive the amount of time that someone like myself has been working at it every day. So, when they've just been born, the artist who's just been signed at the age of 17, they physically can't put in the hours because they're a baby. They've just been born. So how are they going to now start trying to promote their music and get it on radio stations and work on their website? So I've even heard some very young artists say at that kind of age, oh, this is what I've been working for my whole life. And it is quite funny because obviously to them, they're only 17, but they think that that's really old because they might have started when they were 13 or 14. And this is actually something that Dua Lipa said, that, she'd been doing it a long time when she signed her first record deal, I think at 17, something like that. And she'd been doing it since the age of 13 or 14. So, she'd been doing it a long time. But obviously that's her perception of time, is in her life up to that point. That was a very long time, 3 or 4 years. But obviously you only know yourself as to how long you've been doing it. And, if you said to her, right, well, that 3 years or 4 years that seemed really long, try and do that 3 or 4 or 5 times over. And then you start to get a little bit of attention. And again, it's totally different for different people, because talking about a break, again, that's something that a lot of people, when they get interviewed, they say, oh, when did you get your big break? And, often some people will say that, oh, well, I was speaking to this person, or that person really liked me and they were very well known and they, posted or, said something about me and got attention on me and all that kind of stuff. But again, there are some people that just work at it. And again, it's something that I can relate to, of just doing it yourself and getting yourself out there. And, I've never had a break. That's it. but it's still, I would say that I've got half a decent audience now. And it's just working at it, day in, day out, and eventually you'll get there. So there is a lot to be said for just hard work. And I'm relating this to music, but also, to everything, for just working at a skill. If you want to get better at something, oftentimes it's the people that put in the most effort and the most time that get to where they want to be and where other people want to be, but they haven't put in the time. And I know that a lot of people, probably it's a personality thing, a lot of people would have given up at certain points in my history, where there are times where even I thought, oh, this is an absolute nightmare, but you just got to keep pushing forward and believe in yourself, and where you believe in where you're going to end up, because it's an important thing, kind of self-belief, because nobody else is going to believe it for you. You have to do it all yourself and just believe that, you can do it all. And obviously people's support is a huge part of it along the way. And I mentioned about these people at the bottom of the screen who are the foundation of everything that I do and allow me to push forward and for everything to move forward. So thank you guys for tuning into this live stream, first of all, but for all of the support as well. So things are going to get interesting in the future as well. So, stay tuned for this project that's going to be coming up very soon. Right, let's have a quick check in to the likeometer, which is almost at 500 likes, which means we're looking for 62 more people. So if you are in the live chat room and you haven't hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And let me actually grab the mug, because Milkastra has said, plug the mug. So here you go. Here's a plug of the mug. And if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then there's a tray underneath this video. If there's not a tray underneath this video, there's a link to the spring.com store in the description below. And it is this Spring store, and it's like creators or Spring creators / Wings of Pegasus. And that's the official store. Even though I have been made aware recently of a fraudulent store. So the link in the description below is the official one, and that's the one that I will, receive the percentages from for every sale. So, just if you could buy it through the official store, that would be very much appreciated as well. So, Karen's donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, if you Google hospital corners or military corners for sheets, it's a super effective at keeping them tightly tucked in. Thanks for all you do. So thank you for that. And I'm not sure how that would work. I'd have to look into it, but the cover that I've got has elastic around it. So when you put it on the mattress, it should stay tight, but it doesn't really stay tight. So that's kind of the problem. It's probably a little bit too big, even though it should fit the mattress. So that's the problem. It just needs a little bit of tightening. So it's not something that you could fold, because it's got elastic at the ends of it. So I don't know. As you can tell, I haven't got time to spend on trying to figure out how to do something, or getting new sheets and then trying to figure it out. That's why I use these clip things. Unfortunately, the problem is that they don't stay on quite as much as I thought they did. But now I've learned from that, so I can move forward. But anyway, thank you for that. Right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, and we're looking for 46 more people to hit the thumbs up. The likeometer's moving, but it is at 514. And get a little bit more centralized. So if we do hit that target, we will be having a Phil Jam number 208. And I've just realized that I haven't even got Joe's message ready to go. So let me click on that. And what is it? Oh, it's 6.5 minutes. So I need to leave a little bit of time for that at the end of tonight's live stream. So if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. And we'll see if we can get up to that target. Now, I'm going to bring the vote for tonight's cover video to an end. And the Docken Off has been won by In my dreams, 55% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting for that as tonight's cover video. I don't know when we last heard Just Got Lucky, but I think it was maybe on the last live stream, but didn't win. So it's lost out again tonight. But In My Dreams, I hope you guys enjoy. This is my version of the Dokken classic, of course, and I will see you guys after. Rock! In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. Toss and turn all night in the sheets, and I can't sleep. Night after night, don't know what it means. In my dreams, what can I say or do? You won't come back when you're through. Not realize too late, the baby you love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be. Calling your name, but you're turning away. Please don't leave. Running in circles, waiting to see you in my dreams. What can I say or do? You won't come back when you're through. Not realize too late, the baby you love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you'll always be. In my heart and in my dreams. In my dreams, you'll always be. In my dreams, you'll always be. In my dreams, your love is strong. In my dreams, still the same. And there we have it. That was my version of In My Dreams by Dokken. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for requesting that over on Patreon, as well as Just Got Lucky. But thank you for voting for that as well in the live chat room tonight. So we are now looking for 13 more people in the live, 12 more people in the live chat room to hit the thumbs up to have a Phil jam. We'll bust out the guitar and see what happens with what Joe has sent me over there. It's going to be 6.5 minutes, but 11 more people. And I'm just going to skip this advert. Now the thing is about the adverts, I'm not sure whether I get told about all of them. When I see them, I skip them, but I think it's I don't know, location specific, as to some people see an advert, but then other people don't see an advert. And some people might say, oh, I just got an advert. And then other people say, well, I didn't get an advert. So I don't know how it works. I just skip the ones that I can see. But I'm sure YouTube puts in more adverts and probably doesn't tell me about it, because that's just the way that they roll, unfortunately. So, and it looks like we have hit the goal for tonight. So thank you, guys. We will bust out the guitar in a minute or two. First of all, Melody Matters has donated $5, and that is their third super chat donation, so thank you for that. And the message is, great cover, Phil. So thank you for the kind words. And I'm trying to see whether, oh, and the thing is, people are double clicking on the likes. So if you do a double click, I think it removes a like, or you can like, but then I think the double click removes the like. So people that are clicking on the like, sometimes, and I do this all the time, when you try to do a single click and you do a double click, it's registered as two, and then you don't even realize. So, but the thing is, if we hit the target, even if we go down to 0, we've hit the target. So yeah, hopefully people can add to the likes. Obviously it helps everything to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow. So yeah, we go down to 0, back to square one. But yeah, if you're watching this on catch up, you can keep on hitting the thumbs up. It's very much appreciated if you can do that. So 2 minutes past midnight. That means we might have time, I think most likely, for a quick fill tune, because I know that those do get requested. And I mean, the problem with the riffs is this is actually the first time that with the riffs we decided to kind of leave it for a little bit, rather than, and this is Laura who said, well, we'll leave the riffs because we haven't done it in such a long time, and there are only probably more than a few left. But yeah, this is the first time that we've actually got time for a riff, but we probably won't do it. So we'll jump into a fill tune, and the first one that's requested in the live chat room, I will pick whichever one it is. And Joe says Library. Is that, I mean, I've got a sneaking suspicion that Joe requested that last time. So maybe I lie when I say that it is that, or maybe I'm just imagining it. So, and then we had Guffest, but then I thought, oh, maybe it was Guffest that was requested last time. Let's jump into the library, because I did say that I'd choose the first one that I saw. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a story from my musical life, and it's true, as unbelievable as it is. So I'll see you guys after this for the Phil Jam. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited. I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there is live music tonight?
Well, I really hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage, and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my Guff heck of frig. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffaw. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. You jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there we have it. That was the Phil tune called The Library, and let me just get rid of that to stop it echoing, because we are going to be jumping into tonight's Phil Jam. Phil Jam number 208. Mic on. Zoom out. Guitar on. And backing track. Click.
What?
Oh,
Why can't you...
advert. Right, so while that's playing, this is destructive hard rock backing track in C minor. I hope it's not destructive. It might be that my strings, I mean, what a time it would be to break a string on a destructive hard rock backing track in C minor. So, yeah, we will have to see. But this is coming from Kazoo rock guitar. Does it say channel? Oh no, just CH. So Kazoo, Kazu, rock guitar CH. That's the name of this. I can't even see it very well. The name of this channel. Right. So I can't see it very well, but I'll press play and unmute it. Let me know what the levels are like. Oh, and we just had another donation, so let me just quickly mention this. And Kyrie Lason has donated $5. I'm just thinking of Mr. Mister now. Phil, thank you for the chuckle. So entertaining, just catching the tail end of the live stream. And the jam. So thank you for that. Right, let's have a listen to this destructive backing track. Wow, that was really loud. And that's because I just looked in the live chat room and saw Joe said, beware the sudden ending. So I was listening for some kind of musical cue to think, when's it going to end? So there we go. I took a gamble as to when it would end, given the kind of drums changing, and it was right. So there we have it. That was Destructive, hard rock backing track in C minor. So now the thing is about, I mean, C minor, I don't know why it's a bit of, well, especially on this guitar, it's a bit of a weird key to play in because, yeah, obviously we've got lots of flowers on the fretboard, and it's kind of a bit of a weird one to play in. Anyway, the thing that I attribute this to is kind of playing Red House, Jimi Hendrix, and those kind of classic blues, kind of in... B minor, A minor, you're kind of used to playing in particular keys. So yeah, so throwing in a C minor, yeah, just being kind of in between where you'd normally be. But anyway, that was it. It was what it was. There we have it. Thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. And we just had a donation from Sue that's popped in there, $9.99. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, stuck the landing. Awesome. So thank you for that. Yeah, it is rare, and that's the only time I've been looking in the live chat room to see what the ending was, because yeah, a sudden ending like that, there's no way without reading what Joe said, there's no way that I would have been ready for that. And I'm not even kind of watching the screen anyway to see how far into it we are. What was it, 6.5 minutes? But I never really know where we are with that. But yeah, interesting backing track. There's a bit in the middle there that went on for seemingly ages. So I started kind of fading in the guitar notes, and it just kept on going. so yeah, a little bit long in that middle section. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, that is it for tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in and hitting that thumbs up, getting us to the Phil Jam, and hitting that target of 560. We'll be doing it all again next week, so if you could tune in next Tuesday, that would be very much appreciated. And all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live, and have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!